not the funny thing. If I want to be that person that will make this girl go and cry, I don't want to fucking say.
Say
but it's
what
calm.
are you going to say? Is it going to be worse than what you did? Is it going to be worse? Say, you want to call my father, my mother, or what? You want to say something that will trigger me?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Azine Williams. How are you all doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are fine. If you're new to the channel, kindly click on the subscription button. Click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Okay guys, there was a serious drama, serious Gbos last night. In fact, what, last night? No, I mean this whole thing dragged till 4 a.m. this morning and your girl was awake watching everything. Yes guys, it was between level 2 housemates, that is Modella, Amaka, Brayann and Daniela. In fact, the main players were Amaka and Brayann. Now what exactly happened? You all know they had their pool party yesterday, but before the pool party they had their Guinness tax, which Team Smooth won, that is Rachel, Chomzy, Dotun, Fina, and Brayann. Yes, guys, they won. And you know Guinness, their money is always irresistible, right? But they've not really announced how much they won, but I know it's going to run in millions. A very big congratulations to them because they did great. I mean, if they did not win, I think Team Vibes would have won. Anyways, moving on from there, they had their pool party, which seemed more like a couple's retreat. Yes, guys, because the ships, were clinging to each other. The singles were busy looking for where to chook head. People like Dotun, like at some point, I just felt like Daniela was doing too much for comfort, especially the dance she was dancing with Dotun, knowing that she had someone outside. I'm not the only person that actually noticed that. Even Diana noticed that in her conversation with Adekule. She said that she feels like, I mean, for somebody that is in a respected relationship, she feels like Daniela was doing too much. Even though Daniela kind of like regretted it, when it came out of the pool and everything, and she almost cried, according to Adekule. But the thing here is, I feel she should be able to set some solid boundaries if she does not want to get carried away or she does not want some certain things to happen. Yes, guys. Now, away from that, Fina, Fina is the first female in history of Big Brother Naija to wear a lingerie to a bikini party. Like, Fina, Kilo Dena, what in the name of BDSM is that thing you were wearing? More. But I don't get it. A lot of people are saying that Groovy is looking emotionally downcast. He looks drained, and a lot of people on Twitter are attributing it to Fina. I just don't get that narrative because the truth is, if Groovy didn't want to be with Fina, he had every way to end this whole, charade of a relationship, but he didn't. And I've noticed lately, it looks like he's actually comfortable there. I mean, the Groovy we saw from week 1 has always been the Groovy, except for weekends when Groovy automatically changes to this hyper person. We saw that when he moved to level 1 for 2 days. Yes, guys, but when he came back, he went back to being this person. In fact, he was this person even before Fina, even when he was with Beauty. So I don't get why people are trying to pin this on Fina. I just feel like sometimes we are all being too hard on these housemates. I said it yesterday when they were pinning stuff on Bella. Like, sometimes cut them some slack. This is a pressurized environment. Some of them need to even speak to psychologists, so it's not easy for any of them there at all. Chichi and Deji were practicing social distancing. But at some point, they had to talk about it. Chichi was like telling him, see, if you don't want me, let me know so that I can move. You see, that's the problem with these guys. They don't open their mouth to say what they want, and then they continue with this, and then they go behind the ladies to complain. Cool. It doesn't make sense at all. Anyways, they resolved it, and there was a kiss here and there. For Shakes and Bella, I mean, the normal thing. But I don't understand, why is it that Bella's swimsuits, they are always beautiful, but in her body, it looks oversized, especially the panty side. Like, I don't get why that is. Yes, guys. Now, away from that, of course, that Amaka served Gidify breakfast, so there was a lot of social distancing going on. But from the conversation that Gidify had, like I told you guys in my previous video, it looks like he was more attracted to Moncherie, that is Lady Diana. At some point, he was standing behind her for the longest time. I'm like, guy, if you want to talk to her, talk to her. But Diana was really trying her best to make him jealous. At some point, she would go and pull Cheesy, dance with Brayann. Yes, guys, it was, like that. When the party, finished, Gidify was obviously drunk. In fact, it's this morning that Hermes made it known to Amaka that Gidify was drinking and drinking because, he wanted to show Amaka that the way he was behaving the other day when he was drunk was not like who he really is. Yes, guys. So after the party, Gidify kind of like was dragging Amaka to his bed. I'm like, this guy should learn self-control because Amaka at that point didn't want that. He was like, oh, come and stay with me. Let me sleep well. I'm like, guy, that thing that is, that heat that is building up in your waist, keep it to your safe. Keep it to your safe. It's not gonna get to Amaka, I beg. And I love the way Amaka kind of like calmed him down, and let him go to sleep. But before then, there was this whole scene that happened where Fina was trying to say something, and Hermes and Adekule and Gidify was like telling Groovy to hold her. And I think it has something to do with Gidify and Amaka. But I mean, Groovy did a great job. The way he actually took care of Fina, convinced her to sleep or more. I didn't even expect that would happen. Now, fast forward to the whole start of the fight or the Gbos that happened. Yes, guys. So I mean, they were in the red room talking about different things, who is real, who is not real. Shegs talked. All of them were basically talking. Then Amaka started talking about people picking unnecessary fights. Getting angry unnecessarily. Picking on things that are not supposed to be picked on as a strategy. And while she was saying that, Modella countered her and said, you are guilty of the same thing you are complaining about. People of God, that was how this whole thing started. Amaka and Modella went at each other. They revisited, the incident that happened one, I think Saturday night when they were going for a party, when Modella's clothes was on Amaka's box. They revisited the whole Bailey's-ish with Daniela. They revisited the whole Showmax Tax Day that happened with Modella. It was chaotic. Then there was a back and forth between Brayann and Amaka. Like, the words emotional intelligence has suffered in the mouth of Brayann. Like, Brayann was like, you don't have emotional intelligence. You don't have this. That at some point, the whole thing escalated and Brayann said, you know what, this girl is a dumb bitch. Like, okay. He actually called her dumb. He kept calling her, you're dumb, you're dumb, you're dumb. And Amaka, retaliated by saying, oh, you're not a man. You're always fighting with women. When it comes to your fellow men, you cannot talk. How can you be, talking about or putting mouth in women matter? Women will be talking, you talk like a woman, blah, 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 blah. At some point, it's moved from being a very serious fight to being a comic relief. Yes, at some point it was funny. Brayann was just like doing things, and I feel like it's kind of provoking Amaka, to be very honest, and doing things like saying, when Amaka will say something, he repeats it in a funny way. Amaka will say something, he repeats it in a funny way. Amaka at some point was really pissed. That kind of anger you get that you almost want to cry. They asked Amaka to move out from the room and all that. And then they started talking to Amaka at the lounge. That was where Big Brother went for a commercial break. And that was where I slept off. What I could get from this fight is, I think they've had enough of Amaka's behavior, to be very honest. And they've been trying to like keep it to themselves, but I think at this point they just had enough and they decided to speak up about it. Was their method the right way? No. I mean, it was insulting. There's no way you are insulting somebody and making the person feel less of themselves that will make the person understand where you're coming from. Amaka is a handful, but I just don't like support the way Modella, Daniela, and Brayann came for her, because at that point it looked like a gang up. And the way Brayann was calling her dumb, I will never ever support that. That is totally wrong. And the way Amaka was saying, oh, that you are not a man, that man. See, I hate when people are bringing arguments and they're bringing gender into it. No gender has the monopoly of expressing themselves. I'm a girl, I'm a woman, but I will not say a man has no right to express himself. Let them just dead that narrative. A man can talk. If you feel as a woman you can run your mouth, let the man also run his mouth. Because which one is a man should keep it in and walk away? That's crap. That's BS. So Amaka is always bringing that gender thing, and that's one thing I don't like. And I think Amaka doesn't listen. Even when Bella, Doyin, and Diana was trying to explain to her in the lounge why these people feel the way they feel, she still doesn't want to listen. Like, if you keep looking at the world from your own perspective, then how then do you expect other people to understand you? You want people to understand you, but you're not ready to like understand them. That's crap. I also feel like she should kind of like take a step back and I mean, go and reflect on some of the things that was said to her, and then, be a better person. Brayann should watch his mouth. You don't talk to people like that. You don't call people dumb. That was wrong. Modella and Daniela should stop the attack on Amaka. Haba. It's almost very obvious that it was a gang up on Amaka. That's my own stance on the whole thing. Like, the way they turned Bella to a chief justice is very, very hilarious and funny. Yes, guys. Now, away from that, Chomzy is still on the whole Fina and Eloswag case, using it as a basis for her not accepting Eloswag or dating Eloswag. For me, I call it crap. Like, you don't want to date Eloswag because he kissed Fina, but if somehow Groovy still there your eye, Groovy that Fina has almost chopped off his mouth to still attractive to you, but Eloswag that just kissed once and has been begging from the beginning of the show, you say, okay, that's a disrespectful, whatever, whatever. I just feel like, just like Diana said, that Eloswag is a good guy. She likes Eloswag as just a friend, but Eloswag is definitely not her spec. That is what is happening there. Yes, guys. So, I mean, that is part of the things that happened last night. And I said, okay, let me come and gist you. In fact, the main event was this whole Brayann versus Amaka. Trust me, it went from being exhausted, being like, all of them lack emotional intelligence. All this one, Brayann saying, even him too, he lack emotional intelligence. Because if you have emotional intelligence, there's a way you talk to people, there's a way you don't talk to people, there's a way you address, there's a time and place for everything. But I guess, I mean, it is what it is. It's the game. And let's see how this plays out. Let's see if Big Brother will, issue a serious warning to anybody, because at some point it was looking like Brayann was trying to provoke Amaka, with this whole mimicking thing he was doing. Yes, guys, on that note, I say thank you guys so very much for being part of my channel. If you've not already subscribed, you know what to do. Kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Until I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Azine Williams.